Botswana is losing its shine. The diamond-fueled boom that made it one of Africa's richest nations is faltering as lab-grown gems eat into the market for natural diamonds. For more, we're joined by Bloomberg's Matthew Hill. Matthew, up until recently, Botswana has always been held up as an African success story. What has gone wrong? Was the country simply too reliant on this single resource?
That's a really important point. People have always pointed to Botswana as being an African country that has used its natural resource wealth to develop the nation responsibly, to educate its people and provide better services. But suddenly in Botswana, things have drastically changed, as you say, because the diamond market has changed so drastically with lab-grown gems coming onto the scene and having a really serious impact on prices. Now, Botswana depends on diamonds for about 80% of its exports, about 33% or a third of government revenues, and the sector makes up for about a quarter of the total economy. So when there's pain in that market, the country really feels it. Because of that, we've seen debt levels in Botswana as the country resorts to borrowing to balance its budget, to pay for its budget, nearly doubling just in the space of 3 years. So the impact has been...
Botswana's diamond story has long been cited as one of Africa's rare success cases, a nation that transformed natural resources into national wealth instead of conflict. Yet behind the global praise, control over diamonds has remained the real battleground. For decades, foreign buyers, global trading houses, and overseas markets dictated prices, processing locations, and value capture. That balance is now changing, and Botswana's decision to prioritize local ownership and domestic beneficiation is sending shockwaves across Washington, global commodity markets, and the luxury diamond industry. At the center of this shift is Botswana's insistence that diamonds mined on its soil must generate value inside the country before enriching foreign markets. This principle has grown stronger in recent years as global supply chains fracture, geopolitical competition intensifies, and African nations reassess post-colonial economic arrangements. What once looked like routine trade negotiations has now turned into a defining moment for resource sovereignty. Botswana is one of the world's top diamond producers by value. Diamonds account for a significant share of government revenue, export earnings, and foreign exchange reserves. For decades, foreign partners handled cutting, polishing, pricing, and resale. Botswana extracted the diamonds, while profits multiplied elsewhere. That imbalance became increasingly difficult to justify as unemployment persisted and young citizens questioned why wealth left the country faster than it circulated inside it. In recent negotiations involving foreign buyers and intermediaries, including U.S.-linked trading interests and international diamond channels tied to Western markets, Botswana made its position clear. Any future access to Botswana's diamonds must align with local ownership, domestic processing, and national control over pricing mechanisms. When proposed arrangements failed to meet those terms, Botswana walked away. This decision was not made in isolation. Across Africa, governments are rewriting resource contracts, increasing local equity stakes, and tightening export rules. From lithium to oil to rare earth minerals, the message is consistent. Extraction alone is no longer enough. Botswana's move fits squarely within this continental awakening. For Washington, the implications are serious. The United States relies heavily on stable access to global mineral supply chains, particularly those free from rival influence. Diamonds may not power electric vehicles or weapons systems, but they represent a multi-billion-dollar luxury market dominated by Western financial centers. Any disruption to sourcing, pricing, or control challenges long-established networks. Botswana's stance also threatens the dominance of traditional diamond trading hubs. By insisting on local cutting, polishing, and valuation, Botswana shifts economic gravity away from foreign centers and toward Gaborone. This not only creates jobs but also captures margins previously lost abroad. Every polished diamond exported directly from Botswana weakens the leverage of foreign intermediaries. Critics initially warned that rejecting or restructuring foreign-aligned deals could scare investors. Instead, the opposite is unfolding. Botswana's clarity has attracted interest from partners willing to meet its terms. Asian, Middle Eastern, and regional African buyers have shown openness to value-added arrangements that respect national priorities. This diversification further reduces Western leverage. The political symbolism cannot be ignored. In an era where African nations are increasingly resisting pressure from powerful economies, Botswana's move stands out because of its reputation for stability and good governance. When a country known for cautious policy-making takes a firm stand, it legitimizes similar moves elsewhere. Inside Botswana, public support for local ownership has surged. Citizens increasingly view diamond policy as a test of national dignity. For years, diamonds symbolized prosperity without widespread participation. Now they represent an opportunity to build skills, industries, and long-term resilience. Globally, diamond markets are already reacting. Analysts note tighter supply controls, rising demand for ethically sourced stones, and increased scrutiny of pricing transparency. Botswana's insistence on oversight and domestic processing aligns with these trends, strengthening its bargaining position. The U.S. response has been measured but watchful. Policymakers understand that overt pressure could backfire, pushing Botswana further toward alternative partners. Instead, quiet lobbying and diplomatic engagement have intensified. The reality remains, leverage is no longer one-sided. Botswana's move also carries a broader lesson. Economic sovereignty does not require hostility, it requires clarity. By setting firm conditions and walking away from deals that undermine national goals, Botswana demonstrates that African countries can negotiate from strength. As diamond-rich nations observe this shift, pressure will mount on global buyers to adapt. The old model extract, export, enrich elsewhere is losing legitimacy. Botswana has drawn a line that cannot be easily erased. The long-term outcome will shape not just diamond markets but Africa's place in the global economy. If Botswana succeeds in retaining value and maintaining investor confidence, it will redefine what resource partnerships look like in the 21st century. This is not merely a diamond story. It is a sovereignty story. It is about who controls Africa's wealth, who sets the terms, and who benefits when resources leave the ground. Botswana's decision signals that the era of passive extraction is ending. Whether Washington adjusts or resists will determine future relations. One thing is certain, Botswana is no longer negotiating from fear. It is negotiating from ownership.
You've been watching Echoes of Africa, where every story carries the sound of tomorrow. If this moved you, subscribe now, like, and share so Africa's voice never fades into silence.